quick, just for recommended resources, we're actually going to get hands-on and just good old-fashioned, but pen to paper. I'm a tech guy, but sometimes tech is just the obstacle to get things done, because now you've got to learn to do a thing. But if you are looking for something a bit more visual, and that's your thing, you can try something like it's called figjam.com, but Figma, Figma. All the web designers use this. It's just a real simple program where you can use models and graphs and get a more clear perspective of what you want. But if you want to do it quick, fast, and dirty, that's probably what we're going to do. So I think, Kevin, it would be fun if we do a bit of an experiment. And so, as you've noticed, my handwriting is not my strong suit. My drawing capabilities aren't either. But maybe you can direct me on how you would go about setting up your perfect location, and we can just map it out. So, ideal time for you: grab a pen, grab the worksheet, and we can go. And I think we'll just cover a general process. You okay with that, Kevin?
Yeah, that's great. That's the best way to approach it. Pretty much exactly what I do.
All right. So where would I start? We'll make this part the front. So we'll start there. How would you start with your layout?
Okay, well, it depends where your street frontage is and your entry and access point, which is already, but in this scenario, we might look at having the access. So at the right-hand side, George, you could put a doorway. So where it says width, right across the other side from there, that could be your entry point. No, just
that's
right
across.
Left. Yeah, we're looking at the screen, right-hand side, right across the other side. Yeah, so that's your entry point. And that could be, yep. So you have that there, and that's where you're coming in. And then I would draw a line from the top of that straight up to where it says length, straight up there. Okay, and in there, that's where I'd have your pro shop, little change room, office, everything's in that conglomeration. Now, your toilet facilities may be on site, or they may be, like part of a complex. It's best if it's within the building. So also in that cluster area, if you could have a toilet and change area and that way.
In this cluster, or would it?
Yeah, all in there. No, just all in there. All in there, So this all depends on dimensions. It's hard to do without dimensions. So toilets, change room, pro shop, office, waiting area, all in there, in that end. And then the rest of that can be all mat space then. See where it says width? Across that wall, I would put, your freestanding bags or hanging bags and all your equipment. So that's your equipment wall where you put all your racks, storage bags, everything that you use. And then the rest is space. And this is just a very basic outline. Again, you have to physically see the building, so. That's pretty much it. And then you can have a set of concertina doors coming straight through the middle, which divides the separation room. Yep. Or something similar. There's many different ways of doing it. And that way you have, that's training room 1, training room 2. And usually training room 2 is closer to the pro shop, which is where you put your little kids' classes so your parents can see.
Right. So 1 would be further back.
Yeah. So Ross, if my video comes up of my facility here, it does pro shop. Everything is all in the same area. Yeah. So that's your ideal basic floor plan. 2 training areas, depending on your syllabus. I mean that accommodates any sort of syllabus. Like we teach a number of syllabuses, programs. So we have karate, we have Muay Thai, we have Sanda, MMA. And that you can set that up perfectly, and that means from a structural point of view, if you've got an empty shell, you're only really building 2 or 3 walls, and it keeps your costs right down. And then with your walls, you don't want to paint them. You get banners. They're really cheap. We got huge banners, a couple $100, really colourful, and you put them on the wall, motifs, logos. all that sort of jazz. And I mean, you guys have probably got all this down pat. So mirrors, we used to have mirrors and we didn't have mirrors, and we had mirrors again and we didn't have mirrors. But we just found with the mirrors, perhaps you can use them on that equipment wall in a small area if people want to practice their forms or look at their technique. Generally, people don't like to train in front of mirrors, I've found generally. One of our facilities got a full mirrored wall, and the instructor there, like the license holder, he's actually painted over them because people just hated it so much. So, he just kept one little section.
All right, there we go. Any other questions on this? Anything coming up for you? Where would your storage go on this? Perhaps.
Okay, now it depends on the height, but I try to have a mezzanine storage area. So over this toilet, pro shop, all that sort of stuff, if you can possibly have a mezzanine level that goes right across that, I use that as a storage area, also as a little trial area as well, just depending on the facility. So most light commercial buildings usually have a ceiling height of about 10 metres, so you can easily facilitate it.
All right. Lachlan, our kids spend all day looking at themselves. Okay, cool. Any other questions in regards to planning? So we've just broken it down here, right? If you want to obviously take this a bit deeper, front reception, I guess I'll ask you a question, just a few questions on that, Kevin. Anything that you would like, do's and don'ts, front reception, if we start there?
Well, you don't want this spectacular, huge area with wasted space. You want all your space that you need enough space for people to walk in. They should use the app to sign in. Tilt-up building is the best, Ross, I found now. You can make them work quite well. You use the, you want your reception to be clean and sharp and small, and that. A tilt-up building is the concrete walls are already prefabricated and they stand them up and they interlock together. So it's just concrete walls all the way around. They offer good insulation, good sound barriers, and that. So if that makes sense, yeah. You don't want too big an area. You just want a functional area. But you don't want people stepping straight into your training space. Yeah, that's a big no-no because it just interrupts the class. It interrupts everything. So you need to make sure it's separate. So, otherwise people will, parents come in and call out and all sorts of crazy stuff. So make sure you got a good reception area. Doesn't have to be elaborate. My first full-time facility was fully furnished by the Salvation Army, and I'm proud to say that. And it was secondhand everything. And you just, that was way back and I still got some of the gear, an old filing cabinet they had and all that sort of stuff. Paid them some money, so it was a good thing for the community, and furnished my full-time facility, although it was just full of dirty, smelly fighters, but it was a great place to have. And then the next one, again, we just, built on that as we went up.
Right. I'm going to pull up your Facebook page here real quick. Any other questions before? I just wanted to check here. Tom saying, what about if the entry door opens straight onto the seating area? Yeah,
look, it really, you can put up just a partition like, you've seen the Japanese type partitions, rice paper looking thing. Put that up so that looks really cool, or Asianish type thing, or something like, see right behind George. See that thing on the wall behind George? Yeah, like that. You put that up as a little bit of a break point so people don't look straight into the class. They've got to, go there and they've got to go left or right. So, you just use what you can. It works well.
Perfect. All right. So, Kevin, you might just need to guide me here. I guess we can just start with this one and then move to the walkthrough, right?
So this one is our karate room. We've got some beginner students doing some BJJ and MMA there. You see the banners on the wall, all fully air-conditioned, well-lit, etc. So that's a karate room. The preceding one, if you go back to the beginning of the video.
There we go.
Yeah, and that's our Muay Thai room. So you see the bags across the back. So there's 2 of our training rooms in my facility.
The equipment wall on the side.
Yep, all the equipment. This is just, these are all first or second night people having a go at MMA.
Perfect. I'm going to close this one. Can see the video? No sound?
Yeah, no sound.
That's cool. All right.
This is a fast one. It's a home workstation for kids. It's a karate room. So it's all ducted air, well lit. And gym area. Talk about.
Who's the young bloke giving us the guide through?
That's the sped up version.
All right.
How big are the various mat spaces? 120 square metres, and the one out the back's about 80 square metres. So the two 120. Oh, sorry. The Muay Thai room is 160 square metres. The karate room is 120, and the back space is 80 square metres.